You join me here at Birkwood Fisheries in West Yorkshire, and I'm out here today as a bit of an icebreaker for the coming season because I've been predator fishing all winter, and now with spring conditions it was the perfect time to test a few of the method feeders and try and get a few fish on the bank. So I started fishing 30 odd years ago, and the first time I used a method feed was actually fishing in Poland. And basically in the old days, even to this day, feeders like this are used, but that was quite a basic model, which is just a spring, and you used to wrap your ground bait into that and then fish a hook link below it, run-in style. So things have significantly evolved since then. There's a camo feeders available in large and small sizes. So for example, this is a 30 gram, but it's also available in 50 grams. And the key feature with this is it's interchangeable, and it's the same stem system that we use in our surface bombs, and we can actually take the feeder off there and change it for another size by using the little slit at the back. Furthermore, I like to use it running, and I'm just using it there with one of the camo beads, and that is just attached straight onto the quick link system just there with a ready tied rig. 6 inches, but I've just shortened it slightly to about 3.5 inches, and it's a barbless rule on here, and I'm just using a little bright yellow hook bait to get me a quick bite. So it's taken an hour, but I saw a few fish moving in the edge next to me in the reeds, and I dropped the little method feeder right off the reeds, and the rod wrapped round. We've got ourselves a little carp. Fantastic. Yes! Fantastic. Yeah, he's a good fish, about 28 pounds. So there we go. Saw the reeds knocking down to the left, and just lowered the method feeder in, and it wrapped round with this little common. It's not the biggest, but it's a nice little start, and yeah, hopefully a few more to come. In the spring times, as things are warming up, I don't like to use a really stodgy ground bait. I like to use something that's quite light and fluffy because I don't want to overfeed the carp, and likewise I don't want to put too many oils in there while the water temperature's still quite low. However, so there's something always in the bottom of the feeder. I just put a few pellets that have been wet down earlier into the main body of the feeder, just pressed down, so there's always that attraction around there. I then fill my mould up with the fluffy ground bait, press the mould onto the feeder, and I just push down like so. Push down, push down, push. I clear the edges off slightly. Unfurl the mould and the feeder. I then just pop the hook bait onto the outside. Put a little tiny bit of ground bait in the mould again. And same again, just press down again. Again, clean the edges off. And as you can see, we've got a perfect mould there. Nice and aerodynamic, hook bait inside, that'll hit the water. That initial ground bait might just spread out across the area just to leave a little pattern around the feeder, and then that'll slowly disintegrate, leaving the little core bits in the middle. So things weren't going to plan in the first peg, so I made a quick move, and within 5 minutes chucked the feeders out towards the aerator, and it rattled off, and I think we've got a better fish on here. keeping that fish under control. Yes, there we go. Fantastic, another common. Brilliant. Quick move, 2 method feeders deployed, and again within minutes, another bite off a little common. So not the biggest fish again, but it's just great sport this time of year. So another move, and again within 10 minutes just lowered the feeder in, just on the marginal shelf, and the opportunist rod has bent round and we've got another carp on. I don't know if you can hear me very well because it is quite windy. It's quite a warm wind for this time of year. Did get a couple of line bites just before, and it's another little common. Fantastic. Yes. Brilliant. Right result for this time of year. I've had to work really hard for this little one. The third move, I seem to catch a carp by lowering a feeder in without any loose feed, and then I seem to get breamed out straight after that. I move, catch another one, get breamed out, and that's the sequence. So the wind's picking up, it's going to rain in a few minutes I reckon, so I think that might be the end of the day. So not a bad result for this time of year. Give them method feeders a crack, I'm sure you'll have a good day sport.